Hello everyone, welcome back. Hope so everyone is well and good. In this section, we are going to discuss about the electric field. Before that, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel for getting more important updates and press the bell icon. Whenever I upload a new video, you will get the notification. Also, in the last video, we have discussed about the electroscope, Coulomb's law, and vector form of Coulomb's law, variation of K, and forces, that is superposition principle. In this section we are going to discuss the electric field. This topic will be important for the JEE, NEET, KCET and board exam related. In this I will be explaining the brief and let's get started. Electric field. The electric field intensity at any point is defined as the force experienced by a unit positive charge placed at that point. Means if this is a charge, if we place a test charge here, test charge or unit charge, the force experienced by this unit charge is known as an electric field. It is also called as electric field intensity. That is represented by E is equal to F by Q naught. When Q naught tends to 0, so that the presence of this charge may not affect the source charge, means the presence of the unit charge will not affect the source charge Q. Its electric field is not changed, which means electric field is not changed. Therefore, the expression for the electric field intensity can be written as nu with the limit E is equal to limit Q tends to 0 F by Q naught. Units and dimensional formula will come in the terms of SI unit, Newton per Coulomb, which will be called volt per meter, that is equal to joule per Coulomb per meter. In the CGS unit, it will be dyne per stat Coulomb. In the dimension formula, we will having ml t minus 3 a power minus 1. This dimensional formula will be useful for in the KCET. Also, this in the same CGS units are useful in the JEE and NEET aspirant people. Let's go to next one. Direction of electric field. Electric field, that is intensity of E, is a vector quantity, means it has a direction and it has a magnitude. Electric field due to the positive charge is always away from the charge that due to a negative charge is always towards to the charge. Means if you consider a positive charge, the electric field lines will be moving outside, means it is out of the charge, it is going away from the charge. When you consider the charge, that is negative charge, it is towards. Suppose if I consider like charge of plus, if this is a positive, the electric field lines will be going in like this direction, means it will be outward. Clear? When it comes to in the case of negative charge, it will be going in the inward direction. That is the meaning of this statement. Next is the relation between the electric force and electric field. In an electric field E, a charge Q experiences a force. Means in the presence of a electric field, we know that the charge experiences some force. That force is different as F is equal to QE. If the charge is positive, then the force and the electric field will be in the same direction. But if it is a negative charge, then the force will be acting in the opposite direction. That is like this. If it is a positive charge, that is like this. Positive electric field is this direction and force is also acting. If it is a negative charge, means it will be opposite direction. Electric field will be opposite and this is also will be opposite direction. Next is superposition of electric field. We have seen the superposition of charges. Now, what is the superposition of electric field? Electric field at a point due to the various charge. There is field which is produced by a number of charges. That is, the resultant electric field at any point is equal to the vector sum of all electric field at that point due to various charges. As I told, the electric field is due to the several number of charges is the sum. Then the net electric field will be sum of the electric field of all the individual charges. That is E1, E2, E3 up to En. The magnitude of the resultant of a two electric field are given by, if I consider the magnitude of two electric charge, what is the magnitude? Then that will be E is equal to E1 square plus E2 square plus 2E1 E2 cos theta. That is the square root of electric field is direction is given by. This is similar to the charge. In the case of charge in the previous video, if you go back, you will get this. That is the electric field E and E2 in this direction, E1 in this direction, net resultant will be in this direction. So then the direction will be given by tan alpha is equal to E2 sin theta divided by E1 plus E2 cos theta. This derivation is not required. If you remember this formula, it will be very helpful in JEE, NEET and KCE related exams, and also in the board related exams. Next is point charge. I have given some brief discussion in the video 1 about the point charge. The point charge produces its electric field at point P, which is at a distance r from it. Means I have told that point charge produces an electric field when it is stationary. And suppose if I kept that distance r, then the force is produced by this charge is given by, then the electric field is produced by this charge is given by Q divided by 4 pi epsilon into r square. You know this. This is the force of the Q produced at this point. This is the point. This is in magnitude. For a positive charge, the electric field is directed away from it. If it is a positive, then electric field will be in this direction. For a negative charge, the electric field will be in this direction. Next comes the electric field due to continuous distribution of charges. There are infinite number of ways in which we can spread a continuous charge distribution over a region or a space. Means mainly there are three types of distribution. Means if you consider a different shape, there will be different mode where the charges are distributed. We define the charges densities by symbols, and the definition I have simplified as this, so it will be very easy. So this is the lambda, means this is a density in the terms of length. If they are given in the terms of length, lambda represents the density, sigma in the area case, rho in the volume case. Charge per unit length is a linear charge density. Charge per unit area is a surface charge density. Charge per unit volume is a volume charge density, and respective units are as follows: centimeter per meter, centimeter per meter square, centimeter per meter cube. If the total charge Q is distributed along the line of length A over a surface A or through a volume B, we can calculate the charge density. Out of this, these formulas will be very important. Lambda is the charge density, Q by L is the charge density in the length, if line, that is the linear charge density, and this is the surface charge density. Sigma is equal to Q by A, rho is equal to Q by V is the volume charge density. Suppose a system of closely spaced electric charge form a continuous charge distribution. To find the electric field at a continuous charge distribution, we divide the charges into infinitesimally small charges, which means we are going to segment the charges into small amount so that we can find the electric field. Each infinitesimal charge element is then considered as a point charge, and the electric field E is determined due to this charge given at point. The net field at a given point is the summation of all elements. That is, means if you want to find the total charge, just what we have to do is the integration. It is very simple. That is the integral form. So we will get the total integral of total number of electric field due to all the charges. Next comes the properties of field lines. Electric field lines originate from a positive charge and terminate towards the negative charge, which means the field lines are going to start from the positive and go towards the negative, like this. This is a positive charge and their charges are moving like this. And next thing, the number of field lines are originated at the terminator of charge is proportional to the magnitude of charge. Means if the charge is very high, plus 2q, and this is q, means here the field lines are more, means the charge is more, so the field lines are more. See this, when you consider this, we are getting 1 2 3 4 5 6, means only this number of charges are going to plus q, but where it is coming to here going out of, their field lines are more, means the strength of the electric field lines are high in this case. Next case is the number of field lines passing through a perpendicular unit area will proportional to the magnitude of electric field lines. That means number of field lines passing through any perpendicular unit area is proportional to the magnetic of field lines. Means if I consider this surface, the field lines passing through this surface is proportional to the magnitude of charge. Means if this is a 2q or 4q, out of this which has the more field lines, means 4q has the more field lines, means it has more penetration in this surface, proportional to the magnitude of 4. Next is tangent to the field line at any point is given the direction of electric field at point. This will make the instantaneous path charge will take place in this case. Means when you draw a tangent to that any point of field lines, you will get the direction of electric field at that point. Means it gives the instantaneous charge path. Means when an electron is moving in this path, means it will give the path in which the charge will move. Electric field line never intersect, means they never form a closed loop. I can see here the charges are not intersecting each other anywhere. Okay, uniform field lines are straight. When I consider the uniform, so suppose this is the charges field lines coming like this, these are uniform. When it is coming from infinite and to infinite and positive to negative, these are uniformly spaced and straight line, and they are parallel. Next is field lines cannot form a loop. You can see here they are not forming a loop. They are starting from the same point or ending from a loop. Means if it is starting and going to end at the same point. Here you can see it is not forming a loop. The field lines are going but ending at the Q, but it is not returning from negative to positive. Next come electric field lines originate and terminate perpendicular to the surface of a conductor. Electric field do not exist in the conductor. Means you can see here electric field originate at the positive charge and terminate to the negative charge. Electric field don't exist inside the conductor. When you consider the conductor, electric field doesn't exist. Means and also they are perpendicular to the surface. If I consider this as a surface and they are perpendicular. The field lines always follow the higher potential to the lower potential. Means if there is a Q of charge certain Q, if there is a charge like here is 2Q, the field lines always move from higher potential to lower potential. If in a region of electric field is absent, there will be no field lines. If there is no if in a region electric field is absent, there will be no field lines. If the electric field is absent, then there is no field lines. If there is a field line, there is an electric field. Next comes motion of a charged particle in an electric field. When a charged particle initially is at rest, is placed in the uniform field. Let charged particle of mass m charge Q be initially at rest in an electric field length of E. That is even suppose I am considering a charge which is at electric field. Negative means in this direction, positive is in this direction. We know this. Force and acceleration. The force experienced by a charged particle is, we know that F is equal to QE. Positive charge experience force in the direction of electric field, while negative charge experience in the opposite direction of the field. Acceleration produced by the force is A is equal to F by M. Since the field E is constant, therefore the acceleration is constant, thus motion of a particle is uniformly accelerated. Next, let's find the velocity of a charged particle in the field lines. Suppose a particle A moves from A to B at time t. Velocity, potential difference between A and B. What is the potential difference? Separation between the S is the separation between. By using this, V is equal to U plus AT. V is equal to, this is the from the kinematic equation. You can write V is equal to U plus AT. V is equal to 0 plus Q E by mt. By substituting acceleration from the previous one, as we find in the earlier. Next, V comes out to V is equal to Q by UT by M. Then by using this another formula, v square is equal to u square plus 2as, new velocity v is equal to square root of 2q e by 2q us by m. Momentum is written by p is equal to mv. Then v, we know that when you substitute you will get p is equal to qet by. Next, kinetic energy. Kinetic energy gained by particle in traveling from A to B at time t is given by, at time t is E, k is equal to half m square. Again we substitute the value of v, we are getting end up getting is this term, and here mm get cancel. Let's go to next, and we will be getting 2m e square qet by 2m. Next is when a charged particle enters with an initial velocity at right angle to the uniform field. If suppose if this is the charges coming from, what is the charge here? I good positive, and here is the negative. When this coming from here to here, we're starting, so then the charged particle traces a parabolic path. Let's see how. When a charged particle enters perpendicular to the wire, it is perpendicular to an electric field, it describes the parabolic path. Equation of trajectory. Let's derive the equation. So the motion of a particle has a velocity along x, and the horizontal displacement x is given by x is equal to ut. Since the motion of a particle is accelerated along y direction, in this x and y direction, motion of uniform is determined by displacement y, that is s is equal to ut plus half at square. We have used at initially u is equal to 0 along y axis, so y is equal to half at square. There is displacement along y will increase rapidly with time. As this electron moves through this electric field, it getting started accelerated rapidly. Displacement increases rapidly. That is y is directly proportional to t square. From the displacement along x axis, t is equal to x by u. Next, so y comes out to be 1 by 2 qe by m x by u square. This is the equation of parabola, where y is directly proportional to x square. Next, velocity at any instant. At any instant, v of x is equal to e of x, and v of x is equal to this qet by m. Then so velocities comes out to be magnitude will be vx square plus vy square. Then substitute this value, we are going to end up with that solution. Suppose if a direction, if you want to find in this direction, so this will be in this direction, and you are going to be getting by beta is equal to vx by vy qet. This direction, this will be this direction, so tan beta is equal to vx by vy by vx is equal to qet by me. Thank you for watching. If you don't get anything at the first attempt, just repeat the video once again. I'm sure you will get. If you have any question, please comment. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon. If you like the video, please like it and please share to your friends. Thank you.